So a sample of plasmid DNA was divided into 3 tubes, that is M, N and O. Restriction enzyme R1 was added to the tube M, restriction enzyme 2 was added to the tube N, and a mixture of restriction enzyme 1 and restriction enzyme 2 was added to the tube O. After incubation of the tubes for 1 hour at 37 degrees centigrade, samples from the tube were loaded into the agarose gels and the electrophoresis was carried out. The relative position of the DNA fragments after electrophoretic separations are shown. Note that both the enzymes had at least one restriction site on the treated DNA molecule. The arrow indicates the direction of the migration of the bands. So, what we need to do is that there are the certain options and we need to answer that which option is correct. So, let us first understand what the scenario is. When we apply restriction enzyme, what happens to this plasmid DNA? It breaks the DNA. Now, we have to answer it, we have to see it very logically. See, in the sample 1, that is the sample M, what we are getting? We are getting one band. That means the two fragments should be equal in length. That's why there is only one band. So one band in the sample M, it denotes equal length of the DNA fragments. So this can be a possibility of how the restriction sites are present. Now let us look in the sample N. In the sample N, there are the two bands. Okay. That means they are not equal. That means they are of unequal length. Come to the sample O, which contains both restriction enzyme 1 and restriction enzyme 2. There is a single thick band. That means all the bands, they are of equal length. Now let's think that this one was R1 and R1, we knew it. So R2 will be such that all the fragments will be equal and hence R2 can be in these positions so that we will get all these equal fragments, all the equal fragments, and more the number of equal fragments, more thick will be the band. So this can be a possibility, and if this is the possibility, then it is actually resembling the question. So first case, they were of the same, that should be of the same equal length, hence there is only one single band. In the second case, there are the two bands, so there are the unequal length of the DNA fragments that has been produced. In the case 3, there is a thick band, that means there will more number of bands of the same length has been produced. And we can perceive the question, we can decipher the data given in the question in this way. And now let's go to the options. Which of the following can be deduced from the results? Both enzymes have more than one restriction site. Yes, this is true as per our case. Both are having more than one restriction site. So just keep a tick here. Restriction site of enzyme 1 corresponds or overlaps with the restriction site of enzyme 2. Are we getting? No, there is no overlapping. So this is going to be a big cross. Restriction sites of enzyme 2 are equidistant from each other. Are they equidistant? See, is this distance and this distance same? No, they are not same. So they are not equidistant. Okay, so they are not equidistant. So this is also wrong. Restriction sites of enzyme 1 and 2 are equidistant from each other? Yes. Between 1 and 2? Yes, they are equidistant from each other. This is true. So this one is also true. So we are getting this as true and we are getting this as true. Now let's see that which is more appropriate. We have to now understand which one is more appropriate. See, this one is more appropriate. Why? Because this is telling us about the case sample O. Because R1 and the R2, the sites are equidistant, we are getting a thick band of the same segments. So that option That is the option number D, which is more in compliance with the question. So, this is the most appropriate answer among these four. So, first of all, just cross out this two and then see that this is not giving us any idea of how the band's arrangement is there. This is not giving us any idea, any clear idea. So, answering or so picking this option it is not a very wise option. This one is more appropriate and you should pick the most appropriate option among the following. So the answer is option number D. This is a question which was asked in your IOQB 2021-2022. This is a very conceptual question. I think it is very clear to you all that how we are understanding what is happening and how to decipher and how to approach this type of questions. If you like the video, please click on the like button, please share and subscribe it. And please click on the bell icon to get all the latest notifications. INQBedia will be coming again with more such interesting questions and the concepts. If you have any suggestions, please drop them down in the comment section. See you in the next video.